Imagine boarding a flight, expecting a routine trip from Boston to Dublin. You settle in, thinking the worst you'll face is a crying baby or a bit of turbulence, but instead you find yourself in the middle of an in-flight horror show starring none other than former NFL player Gosder Cherilus. Picture this: an ex-professional athlete towering over you suddenly decides to make a splash right in the aisle. No, this isn't some bizarre in-flight entertainment. It's a real-life nightmare where a grown man urinates on an elderly passenger. This Delta flight from Boston to Dublin wasn't supposed to be a nightmare, but it quickly turned into one when Cherilus allegedly urinated on a 78-year-old woman mid-flight. Yes, you heard that right. A grown man, a former professional athlete, decided to relieve himself on a fellow passenger. Delta Airlines might want to consider adding pee-proof seating as an in-flight upgrade. Before we dive into the disturbing details, let's not forget to visit Middle MAGA on YouTube, where we cover all things trending, including the airborne pee gate. Let's keep the airwaves a little cleaner than this Delta flight. Cherilus wasn't just marking his territory in some isolated incident. Witnesses reported that he was visibly intoxicated even before the flight took off. It seems that whatever medical therapeutic Cherilus took to calm his nerves had the opposite effect, turning him into the star of this mile-high nightmare. Once on board, Cherilus allegedly became irritable and aggressive, arguing over his seating arrangement, because when you're a former NFL player, you're obviously entitled to the best seat in the house, right? As if things couldn't get worse, Cherilus exposed himself and began urinating on the elderly woman from Maine, causing shock and horror among the other passengers. But why stop there? Cherilus reportedly tried to sit on another passenger and even struck a man who attempted to intervene. Congratulations, Cherilus, you've made your mark on history. Unfortunately, that mark just happens to be on a 78-year-old woman's lap. Upon landing, Cherilus was swiftly arrested by Massachusetts State Police. He's facing charges of disorderly conduct, disturbing a flight crew, and resisting arrest. In court, he pleaded not guilty, attributing his actions to a sleeping medication he'd taken for the first time. While it's easy to blame the meds, let's not forget that Cherilus had a choice, just like you have a choice to join the Middle MAGA Discord, where we discuss everything from politics to pop culture, minus the airborne golden showers. Cherilus's public apology and plea for leniency haven't done much to sway public opinion. The fact remains that this incident is a reminder of the potential dangers that can arise from substance use and the unpredictable behavior of passengers. Delta Airlines may tout their friendly skies, but who knew that meant sitting next to an NFL player ready to provide his own in-flight shower service? This incident isn't just about one former NFL player's shocking behavior. It's a symptom of a much larger problem. An airline industry that seems increasingly ill-equipped to handle the chaos that unfolds at 30,000 feet. From unruly passengers to sudden diversions, the skies are becoming less friendly and more unpredictable by the day. Delta Airlines, like all carriers, has a zero-tolerance policy for this kind of behavior. But let's be honest, policies are only as good as their enforcement. In a world where members of Congress have all been bought and paid for, how can we trust that airlines are doing everything they can to keep us safe? The fact that an incident like this could occur suggests that there are cracks in the system, cracks that need to be addressed before the next Cherilus comes along. As we look ahead, one thing is clear. If Cherilus wanted to make his mark on history, he's certainly succeeded. But for the rest of us, maybe it's time to rethink how we handle in-flight behavior before someone else takes making a splash a little too literally.
Middle MAGA.